Welcome to the Modern Day Cottage. I'm Emily and my daughter is Ruby Ann. Today we're going to start by making a foaming soap. This is an easy DIY. I buy Meyer soap and I fill it up an inch and then fill up the rest of the way with water. And what you'll need is a foaming soap pump, and I'll put the link below in the description box. And then all you do is shake it up, and then you have a nice bottle of foaming soap, and it still smells really good. I do this one is to be environmentally friendly, more so than if I would just use the concentrated soap. And then number two is it allows my budget to go further for my hand soaps. We homeschool, and so our budget by choice is very slim, so we just have to stick to a very strategic budget so it allows us to homeschool. Ruby Ann and I love this tea, so we purchased 3 teas. My husband picked up our bread baker order and we got in our 3 teas. So far have tried the watermelon. We weren't impressed with just using 1 teaspoon. You probably have to use like 3 to 4 teaspoons per teacup. So if you know of a watermelon herbal tea, please comment below. We're on the hunt for a good watermelon herbal tea blend. We haven't tried the papaya yet, and we do love our wild strawberry. The wild strawberry is probably our favorite tea currently right now. It will change, I promise. We love trying different flavors. So we tried the watermelon and it's not as strong as we preferred. So again, we're on the hunt looking for that as well. The sourdough is doing really good. 4 out of the 6 are viable. So I'll show you that later. And I've also got the Oregon Trail sourdough going, and it is pretty strong. So I'll be making some bread with it, as well as the other sourdough starter that I started from scratch. We need to replenish our sourdough granola. We're going to do a different flavor. We're going to do chocolate cherry. So we're using chocolate cocoa nibs and dried cherries, dried tart cherries that is, and we're going to use some chocolate chips at the end. After the granola has cooled, we'll add in the chocolate chip. And we're using sourdough discard from the Oregon Trail discard. Currently I'm waiting for day 3 of it doubling within 2 hours to make a loaf of bread. I'm using the discard that is very viable and good for this recipe. We like using the maple syrup for that smoky note, and organic refined coconut oil from Missouri Standard, as well as old-fashioned oats. One tip that I'd like to provide is with the granola, if you use quick oat, your granola won't be as crunchy texture. So if you don't want a crunchy texture, use quick oats. But if you want that crunchy texture that you find in the stores when you purchase pre-made granola, use old-fashioned or either roll your own oat groat. We have an oat roller and we do roll our own groat in the wintertime. Found that rolling our groats ended up with a better nutrient quality. We love to roll our own groat. We'll have to show you in a vlog coming up doing that, because I think it's pretty interesting that you can roll your own at home. It's pretty neat. Maybe move out when I take it. Alright, so we're adding in the cocoa nibs and the tart cherries, and we added in our nuts and seeds. You can find this recipe on the moderndaycottage.com. You can also just jump to recipe with the jump to recipe tab, and then you can print off a recipe card. You can omit the nuts and seeds, or you can add in your own favorite nuts and seeds in this recipe. Another tip is use parchment paper because it will stick to the pan as you're cooking it, and you can also switch out the maple syrup for honey. And halfway through the baking, you can turn your tray around and put it back in and finish cooking it out so it cooks evenly, and then let it cool after it cooks. We go through a lot of lemons, so we bought a bunch of lemons for us to peel. We're going to make some infusion. We're going to pour boiling hot water over some of the peels. Half of the peels we're going to dehydrate for our baking needs, and then we're going to juice the lemons. We use the lemon juice every morning for our hot water lemon juice and salt regimen that we do in the mornings. We've just found that we feel better, more energetic, and all around digestive issues when we have our lemon water in the morning. So I go ahead and juice a bunch of lemons, and we freeze this juice, and then we thaw it out one per week. We go through about that much lemon juice with 4 of us here in the household. Each of us has our lemon water, our salted lemon water in the morning. Ruby Ann is going to dehydrate half of our lemon peels for our baking needs. We love this dehydrator. My mother-in-law had a 6 tray, and we borrowed that a couple of years back, and we fell in love with the Excalibur dehydrator. So I think it was during Mother's Day week 2 years ago, purchased this 9 tray dehydrator. We absolutely love this dehydrator here in our cottage. It is used a lot. It's very simple to operate, and it has a timer on it, so it will go off when you set the timer. Ruby Ann's going to make the lemon infusion, and what you do is you pour boiling hot water over the lemon peels, and will help extract all the oils from your lemon peels. And then after it sets for a day or 2, you can strain it and use it for your herbal infusion. But we let it sit for about 4 hours, and we made an all-purpose cleaner, and I'll show you how to make that coming up. We're going to make some lavender infusion for some laundry soap. So we're going to make laundry soap 2 different ways. The lavender infusion is going to be in a 5-gallon container, and then the concentrated is going to be Dr. Bronner's lavender castile soap. So I didn't make herbal infusion for the 1-gallon container laundry soap. So we're just going to use liquid castile for that one. Make sure you let your granola completely cool before adding in the chocolate chip, or you'll have a chocolate mess on your hands because it will melt all of the chocolate chips. Unless that's what you're going for. If that's what you're going for, then do that. But if you want the chocolate chips to be solid in your granola, wait till the granola cools completely. I hope you've been enjoying more sunshine and longer days. Boy, it's not getting dark until about 7:45. We are getting so much done, but I'll tell you, we are so tired by the end of the day. But we are loving the longer daylight hours and getting a lot done in the cottage garden as well as in the kitchen. And hopefully we'll be getting the pantry, craft room, homeschool room, art room, is the catch-all room. Hopefully we'll be getting that cleaned out and being able to bring some more sewing project and watercolor project soon. Ruby Ann is making some lemonade. We are getting over 100 degrees so far here weekly. We are getting summer weather, so we are itching to make our homemade lemonade. Since we've already juiced all of those lemons, why not? It is a refreshing drink to have. You can add more sugar certainly, but we only used a half a cup to a cup per gallon and a half a cup of lemon juice. And then you just mix it up and you serve it over ice with a slice of lemon, and then enjoy it in a rocker on the front porch, watching the birds and the chickens enjoy their day. We enjoyed the morning having fresh lemonade. Now we're going to make the all-purpose cleaner, and I didn't have any liquid castile soap that was unscented, so what I did is I grated up the Kirk's castile soap and melted it in water and used it in the all-purpose cleaner. So my all-purpose cleaner consists of lemon essential oil or lemon infusion, and then you add in either liquid castile soap or make your own liquid castile soap like I did on the stove. I grated up a half bar of Kirk's castile soap and then vegetable glycerine and baking soda and rubbing alcohol. And this is an all-purpose cleaner. I will put the directions below in the description box as well. Later on we will put it on to the Modern Day Cottage blog. So you'll use this as an all-purpose cleaner. Pre-test your furniture, especially wood furniture, before you use it. So far I've had no problem using it on our countertops. It hasn't bothered the polyacrylic coating. But again, I use the lemon infusion. I spray it and then I wipe it off, and it dries very fast, and I find that it just looks better and feels better, and it's an all-natural cleaner here in our cottage. I've also made other scents like sea salt and lavender as well. going to be sharing with you how to make laundry soap 2 different ways. The first way is going to be in a 5-gallon container. I'm grating up a bar and a half of the Kirk's Castile soap, and I'm going to dilute this in the lavender infusion that I did, and I'm going to add in the grated up Castile soap. I'm going to melt that into the infusion, and then we're going to add it into a 5-gallon container with hot water, with borax, with a cup of borax and a cup of washing soda. We're going to mix that up really well and make 5 gallons of natural homemade laundry soap. This is very economic, and it's also very good to have on hand. It is so simple to make and to do, but I highly advise setting it on the floor to filling it up the rest of the way. Don't fill up the 5-gallon bucket and then try to pick it up out of the sink base. That you could really pull your back, and it may be because I'm older. I don't know. I'm just telling you, be careful. And then we use a gamma lid. It seems safer to use a gamma lid than a regular lid. We're going to grind whole wheat flour and half rye flour, and we're going to mix that up, and we're going to use it in all of the 6 sourdough starters. It gives it a lot more nutrients to get it going and get it thriving. And after I do this, then after this one feeding of just waking everything up and just amping everything up in the sourdough starters, I will then use the flour that they specifically were started with. After I give this one huge awakening to it, that's one of my tips and tricks, is half whole wheat and half rye, and that is on the 7th day. And then I will use the flours that are specifically were started in the sourdough starter to begin with after this one feeding of amping it up. Now we're going to make the concentrated laundry soap, and we're using borax washing soda and Dr. Bronner's liquid soap. It's just 3 simple ingredients, not hard at all to mix up because your Castile soap is already liquefied. It doesn't gel up like you see other homemade laundry soap recipes because it doesn't have agents in it that really cause that effect when you mix these ingredients together. So it will stay more liquidy than other homemade soaps will. So I'm just adding in some boiled water to dissolve the baking soda in the borax before I add in the extra water, and then lastly I will add in the soap. It'll fill up with soap suds and you'll have to wait for them to go down before you add your liquid soap. So add the liquid soap at the very last. Just leave enough headroom in your jar to add the liquid soap, and then gently add in any water to top it off. I'm not mixing soap in until last. As Amazon and Azuri associates, any link below that you click on and make a purchase from, we may make a small commission at no cost to you. We only share products that we love and use here in our cottage. So we're going to set this beside the powdered laundry detergent, and we're going to use this in the 5-gallon bucket liquid soap, and we'll see which one we like the best. Our granola has cooled, so we're going to put it in the container, and then we're going to add in the chocolate chips and then shake it up really good to incorporate those chocolate chips. We are loving this flavor so far, the chocolate cherry. It is really good. We're going to enjoy our homemade granola and yogurt out in the garden. The evening is so beautiful out in the garden. I cannot wait till the garden gets filled with beautiful plants, and it's just magical how it just seems like it turns overnight from little itty bitty plants to just a jungle of plants. Our blueberries are still green. They're starting to turn, so I can't wait till we get to pick our blueberries. Thank you for watching with us today here at the Modern Day Cottage, and as always, we will bring homemade recipes, cottage living, and a cozy home. We hope to see you in the next video.